Hola guys, this is Señora Pleste. We're finishing chapter 1B. ¿Qué haces después de las clases? What do you do after class? This is part 2, grammatics, grammar, sentence structure, verb structure, and the review. And make sure that you pause the video along the way, take notes, and then you'll go over and say things with me. And again, please sign up for tutoring. And also culture questions. We're actually going to start putting culture questions into the test. So please make sure that you take a couple notes on the culture things that you see as well. So let's keep going. Right. El mundo hispano, the Spanish-speaking world. Los deportes más populares, most popular sports. El fútbol es el deporte preferido entre muchos jóvenes hispanohablantes. Soccer is the preferred sport amongst many Spanish-speaking youth. En la República Dominicana, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Venezuela y otros países, el béisbol es tan popular como el fútbol y muchas veces es el deporte más popular. So, even though soccer is the preferred sport in Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Venezuela, and other countries, baseball is as popular as soccer. Many times, it is the most popular sport. So, something to think about, right? Whether you're playing soccer in Mexico or baseball in the Dominican Republic. Cultura, España, Spanish culture. Alberto Pancobo, please write this down, es conocido por su estilo de arte único. He is known for his unique style of art. Aunque es español, tiene influencias colombianas. Even though he is Spanish, he has Colombian influences. Pinta cuadros de realismo fantástico y de naturaleza muerta. So he paints paintings of fantastic realism. They also call it magical realism, and naturaleza muerta, and nature that has died. Esta pintura es un bondigón. All right, it's a still life. También llamada naturaleza muerta porque incluye objetos inanimados. So it is also called dead life or dead nature because it includes inanimate objects and it is a representation of objects and fruits. So you can see it's a combination of something normal with something magical in the background. These are two examples of his work as well. So look at these paintings from the same guy. El sueño de las mariposas azules, the dream of blue butterflies, and mujer, woman. All right, so mira estos dos cuartos. How are they similar and how are they different? And compare this with the still life he did before. What do they have in common? Right, with the other still life photos. And have you seen things like this in your community or in museums or in books? So, very famous painter of the time, Alberto Pancobo. Also, you'll be learning about dancing, right? Especially salsa, reina de salsa, the queen of salsa, Celia Cruz. I'm sure you've heard her music before. It's been more than 50 years that the world has known and admired Celia Cruz. This singer and Cuban actress lived in the United States from the 60s until her death in 2003. Everyone knows her for her salsa music. She recorded more than 70 discs and received 18 Grammy nominations. She received her first Grammy in 1989. We also know Celia for her movies like The Mambo Kings, a movie with Antonio Banderas and Armand Ansanti. She is so famous that there is a star on the Hollywood Boulevard, a star of fame walk with her name. Another famous singer, Gloria Estefan, says that Celia exemplifies the energy and spirit of the Cuban and Latina music. El español en la comunidad, Spanish in the communities. La salsa es uno de los bailes más populares entre los hispanohablantes. Salsa is one of the most popular dances among Spanish speakers. Hoy en día, muchas veces uno puede encontrar clases que enseña este baile en varios lugares dentro de la comunidad. So, nowadays, you can find many places where one can find dance lessons in the community. Busca en el periódico de tu comunidad, una comunidad cercana, lugares que ofrecen clases de salsa. So, you can look in any magazine in or newspaper in your community and find places that offer salsa classes. And ballet clásico y ballet folclórico in Mexico. Tiene una larga historia en varios países hispanohablantes. There's a large history or long history in various Spanish-speaking countries. Many countries have a national ballet known as Ballet Nacional de España or Ballet Folklórico de México. These are two examples, right? The National Ballet of Spain or the Folkloric Ballet of Mexico. El ballet folklórico se inspira en el folklore. So folkloric ballet is inspired in folklore, the popular dance and traditional dances of a country, and interpreta estas tradiciones con técnicas de la danza clásica armónica. And interpreted are these traditions and technical traditions of modern and classic dance. Many ballet companies also have schools of dance as well. So you see El Baile Folklórico de Mexico, and almost every country has their own folkloric dance that definitely identifies their culture, like the hat dance, right? The mariachi dance for Mexico, and the cumbia for Colombia. Perspectivas del mundo hispano. ¿Cuántos libros y cuadernos? So there's going to be questions on this on the test as well. How school and after-school activities are different in the United States versus the Spanish-speaking world. So, vivo con mi familia en Estados Unidos y veo que en las escuelas estadounidenses hay menos materias que en las escuelas de mi país. I live with my family in the United States, and I see that in United States schools there are less classes than in the schools of my country. Aquí tenemos menos clases, pero hay más actividades extracurriculares. So here we have less classes, but more extracurricular activities. No usamos tantos libros y cuadernos, pero necesitamos muchas cosas para los deportes, la clase de música y las visitas a lugares interesantes. So we don't use as many books and notebooks, but we do need more things for sports, music classes, and visits to interesting places. Siempre les pregunto a mis amigos, ¿quién me ayuda con todas estas cosas? So I often ask my friends who would help me with all of these things. And this is from Marcos, a Mexican student who is in a school in the United States, versus how things are different in Spain. Aquí en España, todos los estudiantes tienen muchas clases, 11 o 12 cada curso. So every semester, 11 or 12 courses. Todos los días hay que llevar a la escuela muchos libros y muchos cuadernos y también el almuerzo. A veces no puedo poner todos mis libros en la mochila. So every day I have to take to school many books and many notebooks, and also my lunch. Sometimes I don't have anywhere to put all of my books in my backpack. This comes from Latifa, a North American student who is in a school in Spain. En los países hispanohablantes, los planes de estudio de la educación secundaria y el bachillerato tienen muchas asignaturas. So, the plans of study in secondary schools and bachelor's degrees, you have many more courses. Cada plan de estudio tiene 10 a 12 asignaturas. So you have 10 to 12 courses a semester. En los primeros años, in the beginning years, las asignaturas son obligatorias. The courses are obligatory or mandatory. En los últimos años, in the later years, puedes escoger algunas de las asignaturas. You can choose some of your courses, similar to like here in the United States. But look at this long schedule. This is actually a much bigger class schedule than you would have in the United States. So, asignaturas de la Escuela Secundaria de España, courses in a secondary school in Spain. You have Spanish language and literature of autonomous communities, foreign language like English, math, social science, geography or history, PE, natural sciences, educación plástica y visual, visual education like 3D modeling, tecnología, technology, and música, music. So compare this list of courses with the list of courses at your school, right? How many more are there? But then you don't really see a lot of after-school activities or things like chorus or orchestra built into the school schedule. All right, finally, in the grammar, making comparisons. Objectives. In this section in Spanish, you will be able to make comparisons about leisure time, activities, sports, and people, and compare two famous paintings. So, you know how to say more than, less than. We're going to go a little more deeper into that. So make sure you write this down, and let's keep going. Comparisons. Use these expressions with adjectives to compare things. The adjective agrees in gender and number with the object described, right? Más blank que, more blank than. Write these down, please. Tan blank como, as blank as. Menos blank que, less blank than. So, like, esta camiseta, this t-shirt, es más bonita que esa camiseta, is prettier than, or more prettier than, that shirt. So notice, bonita, because we're talking about the t-shirt, camiseta. So, esta camiseta es tan bonita como, is as pretty as that shirt. So the adjective goes in the middle, and then you have more than, as, and less than. Comparisons continued. You use más que, menos que, or tanto como. Again, pause the video, write this down, and then we're going to go through it together. Use más que, menos que, and tanto como to say if someone does something more than, less than, or as much as someone else. So, Efraín compra tanto como Isabel. Efraín shops as much as Isabel. Mis padres salen menos que mis abuelos. My parents go out less than my grandparents. And you can't say more, better, or, right? So you have to just say better than. Mejor que, peor que, worse than, menor que, younger than, mayor que, older than. Please make sure you have these written down as well. So instead of saying, you can't say more good than, you say better, or more bad than, right? Or more young than, or more old than. You have to say better than, worse than, younger than, older than, and you put que at the end of them. All right, so let's review, and please write these down. This is the most important slide. So you already know several ways to compare things. We already said that. Más blank que, menos blank que, mayor que, menor que, mejor que, peor que. This is new. You also know how to say that someone or something is the most or the least. El, whatever the object is. The class most, big, or the biggest of, right? So, here's an example. Cecilia cree que hacer gimnasia es la actividad más divertida de la escuela. So, Celia thinks that gymnastics is the most fun activity of the school. So, to compare people or things that are equal to one another, tan blank como. I cannot tell you how important this is. It's going to be all over your test. En my club, levantar pesas es tan popular como correr. Lifting weights is as popular as running. To say that things are not equal, you can use the negative or no in front. En el club atlético, levantar pesas no es tan popular como correr. It is not as popular as running. To say as much as or as many as, you have to match it with the noun that comes after it. So, tanto or tanta blank como, tantos or tantas blank como, as much or as many as. Notice that tanto agrees in gender and number with what is being compared, like I showed you before. Hay tantas actrices, feminine plural, actresses, tantas, en el ensayo como actores. So there are as many actresses in the rehearsal as actors. Notice como comes all the way here at the end. So, let's read this. ¿Qué piensas de la clase de matemáticas y la clase de ciencias? What do you think of math class and science class? Pienso que la clase de matemáticas es tan difícil como la clase de ciencias. I think that math class is as difficult as, tan difícil como, as difficult as la clase de ciencias. ¿Y tú? Pienso que la clase de matemáticas es más interesante que la clase de ciencias. I think math class is more interesting than science class. There's another reading. Muchos estudiantes piensan que la actividad extracurricular más importante es el deporte en equipos. So many students think that the extracurricular activity most important is team sports. Otros estudiantes dicen que el coro y la banda son tan importantes como los deportes. Other students think that the chorus and band are as important as, tan blanco como, los deportes. All right, pause the video, write this down. We're moving into our next grammar topic. The verbs saber versus conocer. In this section in Spanish, you'll be able to listen and respond to questions about who and what you know, and talk and write about who and what people know. So as you know, saber and conocer both mean to know, but very different ways, right? They're both irregular in the yo form. So make sure you write down this entire slide, right? So you have yo sé, tú sabes, usted sabe, él, ella sabe. All of this means to know, right? I know, you know, he or she knows. Nosotros sabemos, we know. Vosotros, vosotras sabéis, y'all know. Ustedes saben, you all know. Ellos, ellas saben, they know. So saber, here, this verb, means to know facts and information. You can use it with an infinitive of another verb to say that you know how to do something. So, ¿sabes si tenemos tarea para mañana? Do you know if we have homework tomorrow? ¿Sabes quién es el director de la banda? Do you know who is the director of the band? Sé jugar al ajedrez. I know how to play chess. Conocer. Conocer means to know a person or to be familiar with a place or thing. Here are the conjugations of conocer. Yo conozco. I am familiar with a place or thing. Tú conoces. I'm familiar with a person or place. Usted, él, or ella conoce, right? He or she knows or are familiar with a person or place. Nosotros or nosotras conocemos. We are familiar with a person or place. Vosotros, vosotras conocéis. Y'all are familiar with a person or place. Ustedes conocen. You all are familiar with a person or place. Or ellos, ellas conocen. They are familiar with a person or place. So remember, use a personal when you use conocer to say you know a person. Guillermo conoce a mi primo Tomás. Guillermo knows or is familiar with my cousin Thomas. A has no translation, but you use a because that's a person. And people are special. They have their own personal a. ¿Conoces al profesor de esta clase? Do you know the teacher of this class? No, no lo conozco. I don't know them. ¿Conoces el Club Atlético de la Calle 8? Do you know the athletic club on Calle 8 or 8th Street? Notice there's no a because an athletic club is not a person. Make sure you have these definitions. This one means to know information, facts, or how to do something. This is to be familiar with a person, place, or thing. So let's hear how this conversation goes.
¿Conoces la música de Rubén Blades?
Sí, la conozco.
¿Sabes jugar al voleibol?
No, no sé jugar al voleibol, pero sé jugar al fútbol.
So he says, she says, do you know, or are you familiar with the music of Rubén Blades, a famous Latin American artist? Sí, la conozco. Yes, I'm familiar with the music. ¿Sabes jugar al voleibol? Do you know how to play volleyball? No, no sé jugar al voleibol. No, I don't know how to play volleyball, pero sé jugar al fútbol, but I know how to play soccer. Let's see if you can read this paragraph. Mario es un chico muy talentoso. Sabe jugar al fútbol y al béisbol y sabe usar la computadora. Sabe crear páginas web y conoce muchos salones de chat. So let's see how they use sabe versus conoce here. So Mario is a very talented guy. Sabe jugar al fútbol. He knows how to play soccer y al béisbol, en béisbol. Y sabe usar la computadora, and he knows how to use the computer. Again, knows information or how to do something. Sabe crear páginas web. He knows how to create web pages. Y conoce muchos salones de chat. And he's familiar with many chat rooms. He's been there before. So one is saying that you've been there before, you've known or met them, versus one means you know information or how to do something. All right, so let's look at this. So imagine an exchange student comes to your school. Complete the phrases of the email with the appropriate forms of the verbs saber and conocer. When it says formas apropiadas, it means conjugate the verbs. You must conjugate. And is it saber or conocer? So, hola, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Soy Rogelio, un estudiante nuevo en tu escuela, a new student in your school. Y tengo muchas preguntas. I have a lot of questions. ¿Puedes ayudarme? Can you help me? Yo no blank nada de tu escuela. You want to say, I don't know anything about your school. You need to say, I don't know. So would it be yo no sé or yo no conozco? It would be yo no sé. You're talking about information, right? ¿Es grande? Is it big? Blank, ¿tú cuántos estudiantes hay? Do you know how many students are there? Right? Information, and it's saying, do you know? So is it sabes or conoces? Would be sabes. ¿Sabes cuántos estudiantes hay? Number 3, blank, tú a muchos estudiantes. Do you know a lot of students? But what he really means is, are you familiar with them? Have you met them before? ¿Conoces tú a muchos estudiantes? ¿Cómo son? How are they like? Blank, al director de la escuela. Notice the al gives it away. It's probably conocer. And he's still asking him, saying, ¿Conoces al director de la escuela? Do you know the director of the school? Es muy estricto. Is he very strict? Blank, si tiene muchas reglas. Do you know if he has many rules? Again, now this is information. It goes back to sabes. ¿Sabes si tiene muchas reglas? ¿Qué tipo de actividades extracurriculares hay en la escuela o comunidad? So he's saying, do you know what type of extracurricular activities are there in the school or the community? Sabes. Do you know information? Right? Soy miembro de una banda en mi comunidad. I am a member of the band in my community. Toco la trompeta. I play the trumpet. Blank, tocar algún instrumento musical. Do you know how to play a musical instrument? Again, do you know how to? So it would be sabes. ¿Sabes tocar algún instrumento musical? Me gusta salir con mis amigos después de las clases. I like to go with my friends after class. Blank, muchos lugares bonitos a donde ir. Do you know or are familiar with many pretty places where to go? Again, are you familiar with places? We know that es conocer. It would be conoces muchos lugares bonitos a donde ir. Quiero blank toda la ciudad donde vives. I want to get to know the whole city where you live. Quiero conocer. Again, talking about the city, a place, always conocer. Thank you for your help. Write me soon, Rogelio. Last grammatical one. Pause the video, take notes on this. Hace plus time expressions. In this section in Spanish, you will be able to talk and write about how long people have been doing things and exchange information about how long you've been doing certain activities. So write this down, this entire slide, pause, write, and then we'll go through it when you're done. Okay, to ask how long something has been going on, use ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que blank, whatever activity it is, right? So, ¿cuánto tiempo hace que eres, that you are, miembro del club atlético? So, how long have you been a member of the club, right? ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que ustedes practican con el equipo de basketball? How long have you been practicing with the basketball team? So, how long have you been, right? ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que? And then you put the activity. How long have you been, singing, playing an instrument, so and so. To tell how long something has been going on for, you say hace, either the weeks or years, que, present tense. It has been blank years that I've done this, right? Hace más de 2 años, it has been more than 2 years, que soy miembro del club atlético, that I have been a member of the club. Hace 3 semanas, it has been 3 weeks, que practicamos con el equipo de basketball, that we have practiced with the basketball team. Hace 2 años, que Esteban es miembro del club de computadoras. It has been 2 years that Esteban has been a member of the computer club. So, hace, it has been blank, que, like how many years that, right? So make sure that you have both of these formulas down, how to ask and how to tell. So let's listen to it in action.
¿Cuánto tiempo hace que Esteban es miembro del club de computadoras?
Hace 2 años que es miembro del club.
So, how long has it been that Esteban has been a member of the science club? It has been 2 years that he's been a member.
¿En qué actividades participas?
Me encanta esquiar en el invierno.
¿Cuánto tiempo hace que esquías?
Hace 10 años que esquío.
In what activities do you participate? Notice la tu forma, participar. Me encanta esquiar en el invierno. I love to ski in the winter. ¿Cuánto tiempo hace que esquías? How long has it been since you've been skiing? Hace 10 años que esquío. It has been 10 years that I've been skiing, right? I've been skiing for 10 years. So you should be able to read things like this now, right? Bienvenidos, welcome. Deportes, cultura, recreación. Sports, culture, recreation. Un estilo de vida, a lifestyle. Tenemos una misión, da a nuestra comunidad un lugar agradable para el ejercicio personal y la integración de la familia a través del deporte, la recreación y la cultura, con el fin de ofrecer bienestar y calidad de vida. En el Club Deportivo Aquasol hay una variedad de cursos tanto culturales como deportivos en diferentes horarios y días de la semana. So we have a mission to give our community a friendly place to do personal exercise and integrate the family through sports, recreation, and culture with the objective of offering health and well-being and a quality of life. In Sport Club Aquasol, which is water sun, right? There's a variety of courses that are cultural and sporty in different schedules and days of the week. So you can actually literally see how they look like English. Aeróbico, ballet, basketball, danza regional, jazz, gimnasia reductiva, natación, swimming, taekwondo, tai chi chuan, tenis, yoga, taller de teatro, so theater workshop, squash y chorus. La mayor parte de nuestras actividades se ofrece sin costo adicional. So the large part of our activities is offered without additional cost. También tenemos parqueadero, parking, cafetería y servicio médico, medical service. Por eso, empieza desde hoy a cuidar tu salud y ampliar tus horizontes culturales y sociales. So start today taking care of your health and amplifying your cultural and social horizons. Whoop, one too many. La Escuela Internacional de Baile, right? Dance, tango, merengue, flamenco, swing. Ofrece una gran variedad de clases de bailes tradicionales y contemporáneos. So the International School of Dance offers a grand variety of dance classes, traditional and contemporary. Razones para hacerse miembro hoy mismo. Reasons to become a member today. Puedes participar en una actividad sana y deportiva que te ayuda a entender las ricas tradiciones y costumbres de varios países hispanohablantes. You can participate in a healthy and sporty activity that helps you understand the rich traditions and customs of various Spanish-speaking countries. Y si no tienes pareja para bailar, no te preocupes. Puedes conocer a otros jóvenes simpáticos de varias escuelas que vienen a aprender estos bailes. If you don't have a partner to dance, don't worry. You can get to know other friendly youth from various schools that come to learn these dances. Puedes ir a competiciones internacionales en Francia, los Estados Unidos y el Japón y hasta ganar muchos premios. So you can go to international competitions in France, United States, and Japan, all the way until winning many awards. En la Escuela Internacional de Baile, horario de clases, dance classes, tango. Ven a aprender este baile romántico de Argentina que se hizo famoso por las composiciones musicales de Gardel y de la Piazzolla. So come and learn this romantic dance from Argentina that was made famous by musical composers Gardel and Piazzolla, lunes, Monday, and the time. Merengue. Impresiona a tus amigos moviendo las caderas al ritmo de merengue, baile tradicional de Caribe. So impress your friends moving your hips to the rhythm of merengue, traditional dance of the Caribbean. By the way, Gardel and Piazzolla are famous musicians in Argentina known for their tango. Flamenco. Aprende los pasos importantes de este misterio baile de Andalucía. Learn the important steps to this mysterious dance of Andalucía. And swing. Baila toda la noche con tu pareja, este baile muy popular de los Estados Unidos. Dance the night away with your partner, this dance, very popular dance of the United States. Preparation for the exam, some practice tasks you need. So listen as two teenagers describe what they do after school and see if you can understand what they like to do, why they like to do it, and how long they've been participating in that particular activity.
No conozco a muchas personas en la escuela. Soy un nuevo estudiante aquí y soy bastante tímido. Por eso, después de las clases regreso a mi casa. Me gusta visitar salones de chat en la red. También me gusta cantar. Hace 5 años que canto con mi hermana en una banda musical.
¿Te gusta cantar? A mí también. ¿Quieres ir conmigo a la práctica del coro esta tarde? Hace 2 años que canto en el coro. Es muy divertido.
Okay, and read the following letter to an advice columnist. What problem is the writer describing? How does he compare himself to his brother? Mi hermano mayor es muy estudioso y deportista, pero yo no. A mí me interesa visitar a mis amigos en los salones de chat en la red. Según mis amigos, soy increíble con mi computadora. El problema es que todos mis profesores piensan que soy tan estudioso y deportista con mi hermano. Mis padres dicen que debo ser como mi hermano, no me gusta. So my older brother is very studious and sporty, but I am not. I like to visit my friends and chats on the web. According to my friends, I'm incredible with my computer. The problem is that all of my teachers think I'm as studious and sporty like my brother. My parents say that I should be more like my brother. I don't like that. All right, and practice. These are the activities that you're going to be doing. These are the quizzes you'll be taking on Pearson Realize. And most importantly, in Canvas, this is your final test at the end of week 7, module, right, 7, Spanish 2, chapter 1B test. So make sure you get that done. Gracias.